groovy cat. Pick it up. Oh, that's more than there were of us. So, how's everybody doing? Kind of tired. Long day at work.
No kidding.
Hello?
Oh, look who finally decided to join us.
I decided to show up.
Don't
You're
worry,
welcome.
Octavia's dead. All the ham is gone.
Like the worst nightmare imaginable. All the ham is gone.
We were just discussing who was going to have to explain to Caden what happened.
I gotta go.
I think I figured it out. Octavia was cooking like this giant mound of ham. The scent wafted throughout the castle to the dragon, and the dragon decided it was hungry and showed up for dinner.
It actually makes a lot more sense than what actually happened.
It does, yeah. That would have been much more reasonable. But then again, nothing that happens in this game ever seems to be reasonable.
That's true. Yeah, like jumping into lava. Nothing is reasonable about that.
Who would do that? You didn't jump, you got pushed. That's different. You didn't make a conscious decision that said, oh, I know, I'll jump down there in the lava.
Leap of faith. Paid out, guys. We have salamanders that are slightly friends. But just don't fuck with them.
Well, while we continue to wait for Chip, I'm going to take the dog out.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Could you hear me before?
I don't think so.
Well, once again, we had the good old Ryan was talking, people reacting as if they could hear Ryan. But turns out my microphone wasn't working. It's ridiculous. Assume that means you've come up with a flawless strategy for how to get us out of this one. All right. Which one's that? You got your book again? Are the lower courtyard and ice tunnel maps grayed out for you guys too? Let's see, that's not ideal.
I'd sooner kill you than eat you. But let's start with Luke. Azeroth must not want.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation. The Eldari cannot be stopped!
All right, well, I'm back. Any sign of Chip?
Nothing yet.
The chips have not fallen.
Any sign of Rathanel or Caden logging in?
No sign yet.
Oh yeah, I do need to do that, don't I? That's a thing.
All right, well, if I could get everyone except Adam to roll me a d20.
This is bullshit.
So, Aravan, how would you like to tell us what happened last week?
Through Octavia's mouth. That's how I would like to tell it.
I know.
Unfortunately, it
You
has to be
can't
in
tell,
your
but
words.
that's me throwing my voice. All right. So last week we picked up mid / end combat with the two wizards in that room as Zalman, the necromancer dude, was being carried out of the room via gargoyle, and then just kind of
But you didn't know it was
vanished from
Zalman.
sight. Right. But for his sake. So we didn't capture, nor did we kill him. And he just vanished from sight, presuming it to be some sort of invisibility thing or the like. Aravan made his way out to the balcony to keep fighting the gargoyle when a whole bunch of cultists started coming into the other door, where we just kicked in and started off this fireworks show with all the spells and shenanigans. So while we were fighting off some of the cultists, Octavia cast a locate person spell to find that Zalman was still within the castle, what was it, like up above and to the east-ish, somewhere up there. And so while we were working our way out there, we finished the confrontation with the cultists. And while Aravan and Caden were like, hey guys, let's rest, the rest of the party kind of had some other ideas, like Octavia, I think it was, voiced to the party the location of Zalman, saying, let's go get him. And then her, Numa, and Xavier took off. Xavier up ahead of them. Xavier went down towards the horde where the dragon keeps all its treasures.
I think he actually went up, but we think he was going down.
Yeah! I thought it was vice versa.
One
No,
of them. Whichever
He
way
said
he
he was
thought he was
going-
going, he went opposite.
Yeah, you said let's go
he
get
said
the
he
wizard
was-
guy,
Yeah,
and he
That's
took
up
off.
above. And he took off saying, okay, let's go do that. But he went down the stairs, whereas Octavia and Numa were headed to the staircase to go up. Whenever a familiar sight kind of graced their presence in the form of a very large, light-scaled individual swooping down presently over the two of them in the courtyard of this castle. And that's where we're picking up.
I would like to add that we almost were able to talk down fighting the rest of the cultists, but then Xavier shot them through the throat and really put a damper on negotiations. He almost believed me.
And I think it's also worth pointing out that Caden was a total badass and saved y'all's butts.
I mean, he kind of
That
held back
happens
the
all
first
the
couple of
time.
rounds. But yeah. And we never got to go over the contents of those shelves, I don't think. Because
We never will.
basically, Araban and Caden were like, hey guys, let's kind of hang out a bit, rest up, heal up, and check out what's on these shelves, as the rest of the party was like, let's go.
No
The
split.
party
I
is
said, let's
split
continue our
three-way.
fight. Let's finish this fight we started. But you know,
Headcanon.
So
All
once
right.
again, Xavier goes straight to the looting before the fighting is done.
Right? At least he's not redecorating the room right now. Oh, dragon's out. Gotta surprise him with a new tapestry. I'll get back and be so impressed.
So, since this event was so shocking to everyone's senses, at least those of you who see it, can I get Numa and Octavia to reroll initiative?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I liked what I had. I had a good one. Did that not roll? Let's try this again.
Oh, this is new combat.
There we go.
There it goes.
Oh, nice.
Woo! Better than what I had.
That's
I
a good
won.
number.
Who wants to run Numa?
Oh,
Who's played her a month before? Okay, Zen.
I know that
You're it.
food walking on the
Okay.
ceiling.
I've watched Monk on TV. Does that
Chip,
count?
if you're having to watch how Numa died on the VOD, I am so sorry for whatever is about to happen. Yeah, he's on his way. So I'm just saying, I'm future-proofing this video. Just in case. All right.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to Nova. It's weird. None of us looked at it.
Initiative. Sorry.
Is it everyone or just those in the courtyard?
This one's the courtyard.
Right.
Because you and Aravan were kind of like, we're staying back here.
Let's check out what's on these wizards' pages. The rest of low on spell slots. Fighting is a bad idea.
Well, maybe you should be on the map then.
Okay. So, Octavia,
Yes.
starting with you at the beginning of a new round. You have just seen this dragon come swooping over. Like the way I envision this, if we look at the side view of the castle. Let me share that with everybody again. I don't know why this map is grayed out for you. I've shared them and everything.
I see it. The side view.
Now the courtyard. Lower court. There we go.
I see the full lower courtyard and the side view. Oh, that's
So, that big gap between the upper courtyard and the lower courtyard with the wall,
mhm.
dragon basically like flew kind of around the backside from what you're looking at, and flew like that's where you guys saw him on the other side when the wall was gone. He has now flown over the lower courtyard and spotted the two of you in the courtyard.
Oh dear.
Mysteriously, there's no one else about.
That's
Kind of wonder where they all went. Oh, that's right, you murdered them all.
Yeah, this is
it was
also
a job.
a fun way of finding out possibly why everybody is.
Yeah, there were some explosions.
Yes.
It was shuddering. It hasn't started listing yet, as far as you know. Keyword, yet. So, Octavia, what would you like to do?
Oh jeez. Yeah, I just don't know which way to run. I'm so scared. I'm gonna say, Numa, he smelt the ham. We must run. And I'll go here, and then I'm going. I'm gonna start going. Yeah, I thought about it, but I'm wondering if doors are gonna stop dragons. I know a narrow staircase could stop it. I'm like, he can burst through doors, but he can't fit through a staircase. I'm gonna get onto the staircase, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go up. I don't want to go to the dragon lair. I want to go up.
Okay, so you're double moving.
Yes. As
And
fast as I
up the
can.
stairs.
And as I'm running, I'm screaming, "Save the ham!"
All right, you get to where you're just starting to go up the stairs.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I could survive this, or he could
Do it.
totally obliterate me in one go.
All right, so his plan is to dash right back to the doors that they walked out of just a moment ago. And if possible, closing them behind him, like for his action. And then using the rest of his movement to keep going that direction towards that door.
Okay.
And I
That works
don't
for
know
me.
how many key points he has currently.
I
Looks
know
like
he
maybe-
used his shatter equivalent last time.
Okay, so
Oh, and he's running after Octavia, he says.
so what I clearly meant was, what he clearly meant by the door means up the stairs, and he's just gonna dash 90 feet, or something, about 40 feet once he gets to the stairs, dashing up after Octavia.
Okay. So, you effectively are now like one full rotation ahead of Octavia.
All right.
Run,
All right.
run.
So,
Just leave me.
this dragon is going, seeing its prey running into this small little opening it can't get to,
Our plan worked.
is going to land
Oh dear. No.
right there,
This is bad.
and it's definitely breathing its cold breath.
This is terrible. Oh, this is
So-
where I die, guys. This is my end. The ham's too
This
cold
is
to
a-
eat. No.
Ooh. That's
I'm not
an
looking
ideal
so hard.
amount.
Oh, jeez. I mean, does it go downstairs? No, you should be right in it, you traitor who just abandoned us. You should get the full bolt of it.
So from right there, that's definitely going to get the area immediately on the upward slope and the downward slope of the stairs. So, Xavier, I think with your full movement, okay. Xavier, go ahead and roll me initiative again.
How convenient. Off the stairs.
Xavier. Okay, so you would have acted before Numa. So if you were still dashing towards the treasure, then go ahead and move yours. Well, I'll say you actually get more like. Here, I'll just move you because it's not like one flight of stairs down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get about there. Okay. Like I said, it's like 30 feet or 30 or 40 feet down. So, Octavia, looks like you're going to be the only one in range.
Okay.
So, here we go. Your save versus his cold breath. Are you ready? You successfully save against his cold breath.
Oh, Jesus. Don't do 20 damage.
And let's see what his damage is going to be.
Not 20. Oh,
Okay,
that is way too many dice. I didn't get it that wrong.
You took 23 points of damage.
Oh,
Because it would have been 46. But
I
halved
think
because...
that's me exactly. It's bad.
So, Octavia.
I start rolling down the stairs to save myself. My dead
No.
body. Then
You-
down the
And then
stairs.
take falling damage.
You basically are just like almost frozen in place. Like the cold just surrounds you, and it's like being stabbed with ice cold needles over your entire
Very
body.
cold.
And
Go on without me, Numa.
you just stiffen up and you lose consciousness. And you collapse on the stairs.
And I roll down them to save myself.
No, you were going up, so rolling down them
yeah.
would just roll you back down towards the dragon
So fine. I roll up them. I fall
So
up
you
the
collapse.
stairs.
on the stairs.
Oh dear.
Numa, you
I should have
hear
found the doors.
this, like the roar of the dragon's breath as it enters the chamber. And you feel a whoosh of cold, but not that visceral, like, it's grabbing you and trying to smother you. You just feel like a rush of colder air go past you. Caravan, you and Caden, is there anything you guys would like to do?
Any chance we can hear any of this shenanigans go on?
I did
outside?
scream "Save the ham" very loud. I would like
Make
to point
me
that out.
a perception check.
I was thinking less of Octavia screaming, more of like a dragon's roar of some sort.
Mine was louder.
Perception check. Chow.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you heard wing beats, and now you've just heard like a...
And are these double doors opened or closed? The ones at the end of the hall.
Well, let's see.
Well, it's a good thing I have all my spell slots.
Yeah, right. Me too. Totally.
It was definitely closed.
closed. Okay.
I rolled for it. It's closed.
I'm gonna look to Caden and let him know that there's a fucking dragon going on out there. And I'm just gonna hold my action to follow Caden. If he's going into the fray, we're going into the fray. If we are retreating into this room, we are retreating into this room and fortifying it. But
Yeah, and Caden, just so you know, you made excellent use of your 4th level spell. I'm going to go with you had prepared. What was it? Ice storm or some such.
Yep.
And
Which
yeah,
I believe is true.
it kicked some butt. It saved the party in the last fight because it took like at least half of the life away from like 2/3 of the attackers.
like all of these.
Just outright killed 2 of them.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it was well worth that 4th level spell slot that you're now gonna be very upset you don't have.
Depending on what you do next.
Well, I'm always going to be upset I don't have a spell slot. So, does Caden know where Numa and Octavia and Xavier are?
You knew that they ran out, presumably going up to try to find the
And I
wizard
told
that
him the
disappeared.
direction of where I thought people were.
Gotcha.
And make me an intelligence check. Yeah. Now that the fight in the room is somewhat died down, and you're trying to figure out, wait a minute, Zalman was supposed to be in there. You remember that they said, or that the conversation that had been overheard was one wizard asking the other, whatever possessed you to take on that name? So you're pretty sure that Zalman was not the name he necessarily was going by. And you connect that there's probably the guy who ran away is the only chance you've got to figure out which one was which.
Okay. So once that clicks, Caden would be making his way up the stairs at a pretty good clip. It's going to get me about there. And at some point in that, I hear the dragon, and it's like, well, shit.
Yep, you definitely just heard a dragon.
So I will be, at that point, becoming very cautious about going out in the courtyard. And I'll try to see if I can figure out, like, if there's any holes in the door or any windows or anything, and see if I can see what's going on or figure out what's going on out there.
Okay, you guys get Numa caught up real quick, and I'll be right back.
It's bad, Numa. Just keep running.
Man, I think you should be the one to let Chip know what happened with Numa.
Oh, no. I just figured I'd go with the cleric in case I got hurt.
It's okay. I'm dying. I can't save you now. So,
I didn't.
We had an
I didn't
option
run.
of go through the doors or go to the staircase. And I was like, dragons can break down doors, but they can't walk downstairs. That was my logic. Little did logic remind me that dragons have dragon breath that can breathe through stairs. So I got frozen. But Numa, good news, you're on your way upstairs and you were out of the dragon breath radius.
So you just heard Octavia behind you with a heavy metal thud get knocked unconscious by the breath as you were running up.
Actually, we're not sure about that yet.
No.
Oh, we're not sure I heard the thud.
Correct.
Just keep running, save yourself. Come back for the ham if you can, but that's all I ask.
I have to check my the player's handbook. There's something about some dragon's breath I have some evasion to. I can't remember which one it was.
Any breath that you would have a dexterity save against,
Yeah.
your evasion will work.
Okay.
Basically, it says evasion for it. It works against attacks such as a
Okay,
dragon's
so-
breath
okay.
weapon.
Yeah. So I get half on a fail and none on us. Yeah, or something.
A success,
like that.
right?
Yeah.
So, Aravan, now that you've seen Caden run off, are you going to follow him?
Yeah, my plan is to follow him. And once he starts discussing, looking for any sort of cracks or weaknesses in the doors we might be able to peek through, I'll be like, well, maybe effectively next round I can help by peeking open the door and holding my action till after Caden's turn to like throw the door back closed.
Okay.
So,
Well, if you two would like to roll initiative now, since you have not at this point.
I don't need to hold my turn for Caden anymore.
Well, you sort of did, but
Right.
so you get caught up, and Caden's kind of got a step on you. So, okay. So that gets us through the first round. Octavia, let's start this off with a death saving throw.
Oh dear.
That's a success.
Yay! That was, woo!
Xavier, make me a perception check.
There's a dragon on top of it.
You're pretty sure you heard something bad going on up the stairs. Okay. Okay. First of all, like if you refer to the side view of the castle, you'll see that basically what you're doing is you're going like downhill right now, and then it takes a pretty steep drop down to the area here. So if you're gonna take your full movement, I'm gonna say it gets you to about there. Basically, you have to slow down and be a little careful going down that slope. And go ahead and make me another, or I guess, well, it's not so much perception as the first thing that when you get down here, what you see is obviously a very large pile of gold and treasures and things. But you also notice, as you did the first time you came down with the treasure you guys were delivering, that most of it is coated in a layer of ice. In fact, almost all of it is coated in a layer of ice. It looks to be at least a couple of inches thick. There's like a few little bits and bobs, but you remember from your time as a for hire professional, learning that ice dragons in particular take pleasure in basically hiding their treasure beneath the ice, where only they can enjoy it. And it's not unusual for it to take, if you were to defeat an ice dragon and find his hoard, that you would have to have bonfires and such things to melt the ice away to get at the treasures. Probably. Yep. There you go. Caden.
All right, so what have I guess I'm still looking to...
You're not quite to the door yet. Yeah.
So I will slow down, try to be a little bit quieter, move up to the door.
So these doors open out.
Okay. I guess perception.
Yes. So you start to like push the door open just enough for you to kind of peek around. So you're pushing the left-hand door on the map open, so you can kind of peek around the other one, and you see a white dragon, the same one you recognize from the lair. Actually, you didn't actually ever see it, did you? Because you say they're casting a ritual.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't go to the room. I don't think. I would have heard it described, certainly.
So you see now the dragon that was described to you as having been, just hanging out on the ceiling of the treasure room beneath this mound or this mountainous ice castle. And it seems to be like actively trying to get at something inside the stairwell.
Fun. So, is it small enough to get inside these hallways, rooms, etc.?
You think it would have to like squeeze into where you guys are, and it would almost certainly restrict its movement.
That's not a no. So it
See,
could.
that's why I went with staircase.
So
You figure it would take a space at least 10 feet wide just to allow this thing to even attempt to enter it.
yeah, which it would be a tight squeeze, but it could get in here. Caden is going to see the dragon, and I'm sure he's going to realize that it's after Numa and Octavia and so on. But he is in no position to do anything about that. He is going to start falling back. Because drawing its attention is just going to get him killed.
So you're just going to quietly try to close the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we literally have nowhere to go from here. Right? I'm not misunderstanding the map. It only opens out in the courtyard or open air.
Yeah, as far as you know.
So yeah.
But you are going to fall back from the doors.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Numa, make me a perception check.
I need control.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem. Oh, then where I go? There we go. Sorry, Octavia.
You definitely didn't hear Octavia. You think she's still running behind you. Oh, yeah.
Well,
And he felt the cold air.
I'm definitely. So I was going up the stairs?
You were running up the stairs.
Well, I guess I will continue to go up the stairs, not knowing the consequences of my action
Okay.
towards lovely Octavia.
So I'm basically going to say each of your movements gets you one square closer to that line. So like if
Where's
you're going to
that
double
line
move,
going?
that's the exit on the upper balconies or on the upper courtyard.
Yeah, I'll just take both movements, yeah.
Okay, so there's one.
I told you, no, that's my
Just-
face as you went away from me, even though you can't see it.
That's your face.
She leaped the scope. Nice. Just think Frozen. I'm sure you've seen it.
Probably
Oh, yeah.
It's Chip's favorite movie.
I've seen it and heard it several times. Oh, I've got you.
Okay.
Well, it's well preserved now in the ice that it's encased in. So,
The dragon continues to kind of dig at this opening, but he can't squeeze his bulk in there.
Same.
Basically, his neck reaches to right about there, but he just can't get there. But he's not backing away from it either.
Yeah.
Airvan.
I'm going to remain hopeful.
Alright, Aravan is gonna come up to these doors and just basically brace them to make sure that they stay closed while looking over his shoulder to make sure Caden gets into wherever he's planning on retreating. And
There actually is basically a locking mechanism that you can.
is it like a quick
It's like a
quick
bar
to lock,
across.
quick to unlock kind of a thing? Or
No, it's like
takes some effort?
it's like those little holders where you would put a wooden beam
Okay.
that would effectively bar the door.
All right. I would not like to make use of that just yet.
Okay.
Basically, stay in place until Caden's all clear.
He believes that we can make it.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
That's if I can see Caden makes it into somewhere safe, I would like to hurl a javelin at the white dragon.
So you're going to get us killed.
Potentially.
Damn it, Meat Shield. This was not your job.
So, I don't know if that'll be a held action thing or a not till next turn.
We'll find out.
Bonus action, could I cast Hunter's Mark on him? Peek open the door, cast Hunter's Mark. I guess just keep the door to try and keep an eye on this.
Okay, so if you want to cast Hunter's Mark on the dragon, you can, but I was going to say that would prevent you from holding any sort of attack.
Okay, so I'll just hold the attack then.
Okay. Octavia, guess what it's time for?
Oh dear.
Xavier. You triple move going back up. You'll get like partially up the first round of the stairs. So, there you are. Caden. Your buddy Aravan's like staying behind.
All right. So I'll yell. Well, no, I won't yell because that would be bad. I'll hiss at Aravan. What are you doing?
Can't just leave them to the whims of a white dragon. You picked this route. I followed you over here.
I didn't know there was a dragon there.
I told you as much.
You did?
Yes.
Your
Hey,
mind was
before I
on other
started
things.
Sorry. Anyway. So Caden isn't going to leave his meat shield behind, but he's not going to be anywhere close to the door either. So he's just going to kind of hover there. And if Aravan does attack, well, he wouldn't be able to see anything anyway. Yeah, there's basically nothing to do.
Okay. Numa.
Okay, can I'm going to do a perception check right quick to see if I noticed that there was no one behind me.
Go right ahead.
Let's see if I, where did everyone go? This has happened to me before, I think.
It has.
I should have advantage by now.
Nope.
Hey, I doubled my last score. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm still booking it then, I suppose. Sorry, Octavia.
Can you come back to
All right.
him?
You're like 4 stories or 4 rotations up the stairway at this point.
Gosh, how far does this tower go?
Have you seen the side view yet?
Is this going up to where the giant king, the frost giant king was?
Yeah, this is you.
Wait a minute, I'm not on the right map. Where am I at?
The side view.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You see the arrow?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Around and around and around and around.
Ooh. I thought we were at one of the towers. So that's the lower courtyard, and that's man, that is that's a upper with a capital U courtyard.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And then okay.
I'd say you're about halfway up.
But the upper courtyard is where the Frost King.
That's where all the ogres were.
And yeah, okay, gotcha. So I have been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I know. Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, this dragon is realizing that he's not going to get in there. At least not the way he's trying right now.
I died for no reason. I'm not even going to be dragon meat.
He turns around. He starts flapping his wings and flying off.
I fooled him.
And at this point, everyone has lost sight of him.
That was a sigh of relief right there.
It's gone, guys. No worries.
Airman.
Seeing it take off, I'm gonna just shout back into this hallway, telling Caden to take cover. I'm going to warn him that it's going up to the top floor. And with that, throwing the door open and booking it for that staircase.
Okay.
And I can use my last spell slot to cast Misty Step. Like as soon as I open this door, for basically to get an extra 30 feet. So I get 10 feet up the stairs.
So it's 30 feet and then your movement, right?
Yeah, 30 feet of Misty Step, the movement of 30 feet, and then action for the last 30 feet.
Okay, so you basically, with your Misty Step, you managed to get to Octavia, and you see an ice-covered, turning blue Octavia on the staircase.
Outstretched.
Shit.
Octavia.
Whew. It's okay. I got this. And we'll survive.
Xavier. It'll get you back up to the main platform, because going down was not nearly as far as going up. No, but when you finish a double move, you'll see Aravan.
It just flew off and pointing back out towards the courtyard.
Okay. Make me a perception check. Actually, yes. With a +5, you see it is just starting to clear the walls. It's about 45, 50 feet up in the air, and just still heading up, clearing the walls going in that direction. Yep, that was a triple move to get to there.
Someone doesn't know he's going to be running right for him.
Caden.
All right, so the doors are wide open at this point, right?
Yep. When Aravan ran out, the doors stayed open. It has not like swung back and closed.
All right, and then Xavier came out for some reason. I missed that, I guess.
You can't actually see Xavier.
Oh,
Except from
well,
where you are at the moment.
I'm going to duck into this room. And
Okay.
go ahead and cast invisibility on myself.
So, as you run in there, you do see Xavier like in the courtyard as you're dashing past the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks like me, but not frozen and not holding a hand.
You can see
Another
Caden
player.
running into the room for further redecoration.
Just want to check for loot one more time. Xavier would understand.
So you are casting invisibility on yourself?
Yes.
All right.
Which is my last second level spell slot.
Hey, me too.
You are invisible.
And yeah, that would suck, but that's what I got.
This is how you learn.
Anything else?
It's my turn.
Numa.
Okay, well, we'll do the same thing. It'll be a four this time, maybe. Going into a
We'll see if it's a linear or geometric progression.
yeah. Oh, it's exponential. Some description.
You have definitely noticed that you are the only one still running up these stairs.
Octavia.
And you get no response.
Well, I think Numa would be curious enough to go at least just one action backwards, not a double move, but half or one move action down to see if he could hear her coming up the steps, since he is much faster than her, and perhaps he just thinks he just outran her.
Yeah, even though you realize you could easily outpace her, you're not hearing anybody running up the stairs.
Right, so I want to move. I want to go my 45 feet back down.
Right. No. So you've done that, and you still don't hear anyone.
Okay, then I'll go. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, then we'll go down another 45 feet to see if I can catch up. If she can catch up with me.
Okay.
And I'm really
She's
just doing that.
slow.
I'm really just doing that to make sure you can, keep up with all these linear and vertical dimensional issues.
You know how good I am with directions. I probably took a wrong turn in a circle. Turn around and start running down.
If anybody can go in the wrong direction in a spiral staircase, it's going to be Octavia.
Somehow I managed to go
And don't
down.
worry, Numa. I can, as the GM, I have the ability to change the space-time continuum and the fabric of reality to make dimensions work out however I want them.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So, Xavier, you see the dragon continue on over the wall. And it continues on around towards the east, at which point you lose sight of it because of they seem to continue to be spiraling slightly up. But you have lost sight of him around the edge of the mountain that makes up the bulk of this. You're not sure where he's going. You just know that he's headed. Yeah, he's headed east, and he seems to be going slightly up. Doesn't look like he's trying to climb as fast as possible. Kind of what it looks like, yeah. Okay. Airman.
All right. Because Octavia is encased in ice, is it her form itself that's frozen, or is she underneath ice that would have to be melted away to get?
No, she's just covered in it.
Covered.
She's not encased in it
Okay.
like a cryo prison or anything. No, she's just
That,
she has icicles hanging out of her hair and off her nose.
awesome.
I
I
look
would like
ugly.
to just reach forward, press my palm to whatever part of her isn't underneath ice, and cast lay on hands on her for 2 hit
Didn't
points.
use all your lay on hands last time?
I gave myself 20 hit points back, but I have 5 left, effectively. Now 3 left. And I would like to just shout up past her. Numa, it's headed up! It's ascending!
All right. Octavia, you have 2 hit points. You feel awful.
But I'm okay because I still have the ham in my hand, and I realize not all is lost.
And you realize that the ham, like the first thing you think about when you return to consciousness is, God, the ham. And you look at it, and it looks like it's got the worst case of freezer burn of anything you've ever seen.
Oh.
You're pretty sure it's ruined.
Let me die!
What's the point of living? Why? I must get revenge.
All right, I
Yes.
take those
There are other hams in the sea.
I'd like to stand up and cradle my ham. I'm going to look to Aravan with this vengeance in my eyes. I'm going to say, where did the dragon go?
It's ascending.
The ascendant? What does that mean?
Ascending.
Ascending. What's ascending?
Get to the library!
There's a library here.
The wizard room. That was like a library, right?
Oh, okay.
Ish.
To the library. I will... Oh, Numa! Where did Numa go? I will say as I'm running away.
With standing up and
Oh,
then
yeah.
trying to move down the stairs and everything,
Oh, man.
you're only going to get to. Let's just start a new one. He's right there.
You have 430 feet worth of movement. Spend most of that running in circles.
Xavier. And when you get there,
You see me crying.
you don't see anyone.
Um,
You're pretty sure you saw Caden run past, but you don't see him now. All right, Caden.
You still have an action?
it just ran so much. That's just not
Jeez.
fair.
Stupid triple movement.
That's insane.
All right.
All right, so Caitlin
Okay.
will say, Xavier, where are the others? Also, ooh. All right, so Katie will keep maintaining invisibility because it's his last stab spell. He's getting use out of it. But he'll peek around the corner and scan around, keep an eye out for the dragon.
Xavier, you feel something brush past you, but you don't see it. And Caden, if you'd like to make a perception check, I'll use that for your observation out the door. Okay. Numa, you're up.
I'll continue to travel down the steps, yelling for Octavia.
Did he hear Aravan yell up the stairs?
You make me a perception check.
Well, I will surely try. Let me walk over you. We're still kind of unpacking, but here we go.
Yep, he hears Aravan yell, "It's going up!"
I'm coming down!
I assume you're going to double move down again?
Yeah.
All right, at this point, Aravan, you hear... Actually, you probably don't hear Numa's footfalls, so...
Spider slippers!
Aravan, your turn.
So, like, not hearing his footsteps, I'm going to run up the stairs to meet him. Both because I don't hear his footsteps, but also seeing how Octavia was here and she still got affected by the breath. I'm going to go further up the stairs to find Numa.
Are you going to just move or you can double move?
If I don't get to him with a just move, I'll double move up the stairs.
All right, so if you double move, you catch up to him.
All right.
You see him running down as you're running up.
Numa!
Aravan!
God, you scared me.
Thank goodness you're here. Where's Octavia?
Good news, I think we found out why the cultists weren't privy on spending their nights outside of the walls. The dragon seems to hunt at night.
Where is Octavia?
I'm running with my hand. I'm pretty
At this point, it's
devastated.
more of
My
an
eyesight
ice
is a little
cube
bit
than a ham.
blurry,
It functions like a mace, right?
basically.
a slowly
tears-
running mace, yes.
My tears will
frozen
slowly
club.
drip onto it and, melt some of the ice off. Little by little.
So, as you run for the door, Caden kind of opens it up for you. You don't see him, so he can't wave you in, but you see the door kind of swing open.
Don't even really, I just think it's an automatic door. I don't even think twice.
Xavier. Okay. So as you send your mage hand across, you remember that the storeroom didn't get locked the last time people went into it. All right.
Testing.
Yep. We hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Adam.
Adam, can you hear us?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Nope.
We can hear you. Like another ham?
There's actually a lot of food in there.
Please tell me
So-
there's not a ham.
You can grab like an armful.
Can I assist you?
Okay.
Till next we meet.
All right. Caden, if you can hear us, it's your turn.
And I can't hear anyone.
Well, we can hear you. Still.
Just tell us what you want to do, and we'll just go.
Okay. Interesting.
Your turn. Bye.
Okay, we'll come back to Caden. And at this point, we'll go out of initiative order. If Caden spots anything, then we will re-enter initiative order. But for now, just what would you guys like to do? So Xavier's got a whole armload of food. Octavia's crying over frozen ham. You do see Xavier like cross the room and carry like a whole bunch of food into the other room.
I look hopeful at Xavier as I look down at my ruined ham.
Aravan, Numa, what would you guys like to do?
My plan is just to escort Numa back to those double doors.
Yeah, we're going back to safety.
Xavier, was there more ham in there? I would like to run up and kiss him and run into the storeroom. Well, then I will take it out of your hands.
She must
Okay,
be-
roll a melee attack.
Oh, gee. What?
No, it's just a small table. Nope. Like a little lamp, not a fire. Octavia, I'm still waiting on that attack.
Okay, I only have one with, like, I don't have an unarmed attack. So what do I roll?
So, you go in
I
to
don't
kiss
think
him,
I am.
and Xavier's like, whoa! And jerks back before you manage. But he does release the ham. You hear him say under his breath, I know where that's been.
You don't know about that. I'm going to create a little fire. Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So you
So
still
you-
must put it in the other.
So, how long did I miss?
We've gone out of initiative for now. You're still
Gotcha.
keeping watch.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on Aravan and Numa to say where they want to go.
Did you not hear us?
I thought we was going back to the room.
Yeah, well, you never moved, so I just assumed you were still doing something.
sorry. I thought we were out of. Okay. I didn't know we were. I don't even know where my icon is. Where is it at? The upper, lower. I just thought, yeah, okay.
I mean, you guys might have decided, oh, we're going to go back to the other room.
We weren't sure if we could make it through the courtyard all right or not.
Oh, I was actually going to the other room. We're going back to Rasmir's room. I'm glad Aravan was
Yeah.
there to escort me.
As you guys come through the door, you hear Caden's voice say, Resmir's room,
Oh,
out of nowhere.
that's happened before.
Yes, Numa, I believe this is a use of that message spell. They're
Oh.
growing so accustomed to these days.
I just thought the voice in my head just sounded like Caden.
It does sound like Caden.
It's a very soothing voice.
So, you guys are kind of battening down inside Resmir's room. The explosions, as far as you know, have stopped. Like, you're not hearing them anymore. You do, however, occasionally feel shuddering in the castle. But there's nothing.
I do suggest a long rest for us to recover.
I could use some sleep.
Perhaps we should find out if we are falling before we try to fall asleep in a falling castle.
Okay, make me a perception check. Actually, no. Make me a nature check. Yeah. You still see clouds. You can't. That they're moving past you. You really can't tell. Like there's some that are above you, some that are below you. You know, the castle's not moving so fast. It's like you're pretty sure the clouds are moving faster than the castle. No, you're clearly not free falling.
While Xavier's gone, Erevan would like to ask Octavia and Numa, why did Xavier descend the staircase when you agreed you were going up after the wizard?
Did Xavier go down the stairs?
He came from below the stairs when you guys were dropping.
I don't know where he went, to be honest, but I'll take your word for it. I know I was trying to find the one that got away, but clearly he got away. So
Well, perhaps being a rogue, you just behaved accordingly.
maybe he heard the dragon before us and took cover. Although going down doesn't really make much sense, for that's where the dragon lives, so I'm not sure that was wise on his part. Not all of us are very tactical when we're afraid.
You could say that again.
No, all right. Not all of us are tactical when we're afraid.
Very good, Octavia.
Does Numa even know that you were frozen? By
No.
the time I came back down, you weren't even frozen, were you?
No, I was already running away with my ham.
I don't even know where Octavia went.
Maybe we all went down the stairs. Numa's the only one who went up, for all he knows.
Once again, I let our fair lady down by leaving her exposed to attack. That was the only reason I followed her, was to make it.
Okay. Okay. You guys are just kind of chilling there and try to start resting.
Yeah,
Yes.
Testing.
I think so.
I am
Testing is good.
cooking over a fire before we start cooking. I would like to cast this on the food just to make sure it's not frozen. You know,
And then we locked
Rotted.
barricade all doors.
Nobody said anything about barricading anything yet.
At least closed, locked. Don't necessarily need to barricade because the dragon could get in from any of the balconies. So sticking or getting stuck anywhere is probably not a good idea right now.
Okay. So, Caden, before you head back into the room, you do see the dragon circle the castle again. You see him like fly into your vision, kind of coming from that direction.
Okay.
Kind of go around. He doesn't, like, you get the impression he's kind of looking at the courtyard, but he's not like, swooping down, really trying to get into anything. But, I mean, it depends on how long you feel like standing out there keeping an eye out for him.
Everyone else is back inside now, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll close the doors once it's out of sight. Fall back into the room.
Okay. So,
I will eat my good berries. I will put them on a slice of ham after it's cooked and eat them. Like jam. Very good.
as each of you eats a good berry, you realize that you really don't feel very hungry anymore.
What is this? What?
You just feel nourished.
I think I've been cursed. When I was frozen, they must have frozen my stomach. I don't believe you. I'm gonna glare at you.
So, you all manage to kind of stay there, try to, clear your heads, relax just a little bit, still kind of staying on guard, if you will. But nothing crazy seems to be trying to happen. And each of you manages to complete a short rest.
I don't know if I'd rather die than take these again. It's ruined me. But at what cost? Life will you never eat again. Okay, that's it. Make a very valid point.
Do we get hit die back with a short rest?
You can
No.
spend them. You don't get
You can spend them.
Not anymore.
Okay.
All right. After you guys finish a short rest, does anybody else want to do anything? Or are you all trying to go for a long rest at this point?
I'm going for a long rest.
Going for a long rest.
You know,
Like asking these guys if they have any idea what those explosions could have been or where they were coming from.
probably the dragon escaping from its. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. This is that sorcerer that escaped.
Anyone who's trained in Arcana can make me an Arcana check.
Magic pretty.
Yeah, Caden, to
It's like
you,
high school math.
I mean, it sounded like it did sound like a magically generated explosion. There's a lot of things that could do that, though.
All right.
I mean, none of you have ever heard of anything like gunpowder, since for all intents and purposes it doesn't exist in this world. It could easily have been that.
I think we're very familiar with fireballs at this point.
No, this sounded more explodey, less thundery.
But you know.
Yes.
Cloud Giant? Storm Giant? One of them.
Cloud giant.
Yeah.
A big, big, big person.
I don't think there are storm
Also-
giants in this one.
There are also
Maybe.
a couple of stone giants, yeah, in the room right next to us. At least they were. Yeah. Maybe they were thundering around.
They went and got the dragon. Fire.
However, within its cave, its ability to fly is somewhat restricted.
It's a very large cave, but
But basically, it's not like courtyard big. What I'm thinking. Yeah.
not that you've been able to map these tunnels out very well.
Right.
But you know, there's a big space. So the thing was up here when you went in there the first time.
Right.
You could tell kind of as you got down here, there's a clear shot way up there. There's some sort of large something right about there. You know, you didn't get a chance to go down this way. You didn't really get a chance to try to go this way.
Had some means of keeping the thing on the ground. Might stand a better chance.
Also, this map, even though it depicts it kind of as like a slice through, these are all tunnels. So they're all they are a path, but most of this is still solid ice. It's like if you tried to walk this way, you'd have to go in the tunnel. If you went slightly to the side of it, you just walk up the side of this ramp. Then I'm sure there's a big wall here that has a larger opening, a larger cave mouth, if you will, kind of going into it. But around that is still a wall of ice.
Didn't we say the hallway didn't have a ceiling?
Yes, the hallway has a ceiling.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it didn't.
Yeah, these this space here around you guys, the ceilings are 20, 25 feet tall. Because they're sized for giants.
Yeah.
But it is still enclosed. It's it is like a house, in as much as this place has a house. So otherwise it'd get really cold with no roof.
I'm all for trying to lure it, but what's to make it give chase beyond what its own breath can reach? It seemed to be quite lethal with that. Pointing to Octavia.
It is very lethal indeed. It is quite an elephant in the room. If I could jump on top of it, I might be able to bash its head in one blow. That would be very helpful. I'm not saying I can, but I believe in myself. Wishful thinking.
Yes. I don't know, Rogue. What do you need my slippers for? Perhaps I need to be at 60 feet so I can reach him. Otherwise, I'd be stuck on the ground looking up. Yeah, I mean, if the dragon is earthbound, things might be different. Depends on the plan. But I would not be opposed if the plan dictated that you needed to be at higher ground.
I like that idea. I mean, if we lure him into the small hallway, it would be easier. He wouldn't be able to maneuver or fly around, but I like that idea. I do. Very dangerous, but if we're fighting a dragon, it's not going to be simple.
It will be significantly easier than trying to face it within its own tunnels.
Yes, definitely. They are very. We should just leave them.
Just to keep them out. Yes. But no. Yeah.
They are too terrifying, and they're monstrous, and they're miniature dragons. I don't. Nope.
I'm willing to give it a shot if you are, Xavier.
Oh, jeez. You didn't see the way they looked at me. Maybe if you fed them and caressed them for a while, maybe. But no, nothing to do with that plan. I want nothing to do with that plan.
You can keep it to yourself. We'll try to take it to the skies.
As you guys are discussing all this and trying to rest,
Castle shake again. We're gonna be screwed if this whole thing falls out of the sky.
well, the castle continues to shake periodically,
Jeez.
but a very faint and almost transparent figure starts to materialize in the room with you.
Oh.
And it is tall, big.
Tall.
Yeah.
Paul. Who's
I
Paul?
heard Paul.
It is tall,
Okay.
large,
Laid out and ready to go.
and while it's, like I said, it's almost transparent, but you can make out a figure very similar to Blagothkus. It's not him, but you think it is another cloud giant. And
I don't want to deal
you
with
hear
it.
faintly a voice. It says, "Guests, I must ask for your help. My husband, I think he's dying." The magics that allow me to maintain this castle, they suffer. Something must be done.
Who is this?
You don't know?
What are we supposed to do to restore magics?
I don't know. Is it the
What
cloud
can
giant?
we do? I mean, what task do you want us to do, invisible tall creature person?
My husband, I think he's dying.
You said that.
That's- Well, isn't that the cloud giant that we met?
What ails your husband?
I don't know. I can't see him in his tower.
Are you in the castle?
Yes.
No, but she's standing
And
right
no.
there. Oh, she's castle.
I'd like to try and use a charge on Hazeron to cast Detect Thoughts on this thing in front of us.
Yes, you did link the spell.
So he's either being attacked or he's been poisoned or something.
So as you attempt to cast this spell, you search out for a mind with which to read its thoughts, and what you find just is so strange, there's nothing to grip onto. It's like there's remnants of something there, but it's not It's different.
That is strange.
I don't know.
How can we help?
The worm that now resides within my home. I think he hunts. I can't see inside my husband's tower.
Oh, yeah.
It is too painful for him. But it has been damaged. I don't know how.
We need to get to the top upper courtyard level quickly.
An hour, maybe an hour and a half.
You have our thanks for your word of warning, my lady. We will do our best to save your husband from this worm that has infested your home. Airband's just gonna start walking towards those stairs.
Thank you. I have been so disturbed by the strange guests and company my husband keeps. I wish he would talk to me. Sure. There's like the body language, the image that you can see looks like a, I mean, it's a cloud giant female, and the look on her face, you know, the way she appears is of someone very worried about someone they love. But there's like, again, this figure is almost transparent. You know.
And can I get her?
You guys can make me an Arcana check.
I want to look out at the entire feast we have set in front of us and let out a big disappointment sigh.
You're pretty sure this is not an illusion. An illusion couldn't do anything this elaborate. Like it could be programmed to answer specific questions, but not to do this. I am Esclerota.
I think it sounds familiar because isn't Clarota a character from Critical Role?
But yes, Clarita was a
That's fine.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys?
I'm going to give one more look at our feast. I'm going to take the good ham and leave the frozen ham. I'll follow.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm rolling with the group, I guess.
All right.
And we got no rest of any kind, did we?
You got a short rest.
Short rest.
Short rest. We're useless.
Yeah, I think I've already used my
No, that didn't get it.
arcane recovery. So I still have nothing. All right.
Is that once a day or is that once a?
I think I have to take it once per long rest, I believe.
I'd look it up just to be sure.
Once per day,
Well, is it?
which is usually the same thing.
Perhaps we'll get a recon, and if it's
Oh, Firebolt's going to be getting some work. Stop saying that. You're jinxing it. Every time you say that, I roll a 2.
Okay. Wait, you shouldn't be able to see him yet.
I see him on the initiative track.
Oh, right, because I've got him as a. There we go. Damn it.
For cheating.
Cheaters. Cheaters!
This is all Xavier's fault.
Fine. He's going to be dead now.
Well, sorry, Escalera. We fucked up.
Since we were taking that time, let me see if I can real quick. Yeah, since we were taking that time, could I use...
No, you can't eat an entire ham.
It's just rude. Where did it go? Where did it go? The thing I wanted to use, but I can't find it because I'm bad at finding things. You know, the one that heals people, but it's a ritual.
For healing.
Rare of healing.
Are you sure that's a ritual? Or does it just take 10 minutes to cast?
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes to cast. But I want to do it at 3rd level because that's all I've got. So that way we can heal because I'm not looking so hot, guys.
You
Yeah, I'm going to do
make
that.
the spell?
Well, yes. I'm sitting there. Do I have to target everyone?
Just link the spell first.
Okay. There is the spell. And I'm doing it at the level higher.
Okay.
So it'll be
So,
3d8 plus
3d8 plus your wisdom modifier. To up to 6 people.
Now choose all of us.
And Caden, I assume you're no longer invisible.
So that's going to be 16 to everyone.
Yep.
Okay. How do I do 16 healing to everyone?
Plus 16.
I really wish there was a better way to do that, though.
To do math.
Oh, well.
I don't know if it subtracted my hit die when I rolled it. That didn't. How do you subtract from your hit die pool?
If you just click and drag the dice, it should automatically. That's what mine does.
That's not doing that. I am at full.
That's probably because, maybe because you're at full.
Well, I should only have 3 hit die left rather than 4. That's weird.
Why?
Yeah, short rest, I think you regenerate 1 hit die.
How can you get 1 back? I only used half of them. I'm still at half. I don't know. I don't care. I'll be okay. No one else looks so healthy. I'm so proud.
Okay.
I'm so proud of me right now. Like, you did good, Octavia. You did good. You only died this time. Thanks to Evan. He probably's been healing everyone, but you know.
As you guys
Yep, that's the only reason I'm ready. That's right.
Okay. So where would you guys like to go?
Yeah, heading up straight for that tower.
Just like running like crazy?
Yep.
And like the wind, bullseye.
Not if I trip you every round. But I left before you. I don't let him pass. Right, we'll just agree that you came in second.
Maybe the worm they're talking about is the dragon.
All right. If you guys would like to all roll me initiative.
All right, come on, initiative. Dang it.
That is not initiative.
I should have let Octavia die so I could have tuned to that shield to get advantage on initiative. That's true.
So after you guys take a quick look out, you don't see any sign of the dragon. Everybody dashes over to the staircase and begins making their way up the stairs as quick as they can. Xavier gets there first. Numa not far behind him. Let's get the order here. So Xavier, you right about there.
Yeah, I just keep doing it, whether I want to or not, it seems.
He just doesn't realize how fast he is. She's distracted with Ham. Now's the time to run. Should be gaining hit points the whole time, to be honest. But it's cool.
Is there a reason I've lost the upper courtyard map?
Yes, there
Is
is.
that where we're going? Okay.
You've lost it because I took it away from you. So I
Let's
need to
go
make some
on.
changes.
Is that when we were cheating?
Different
Okay.
cheating.
Okay.
It's
She
missing.
wasn't lying. The place is falling to pieces.
No wonder she can't sense it anymore. It's not here.
Now, this time, you're re-enabling some things. Yeah. Okay, Xavier, can you see anything? There you are. I'm pretty sure I moved you up. Right, I have to share that first.
I think Ben's trying to kill us. Hey, I know you guys are like all basically spent. Let's go do something else now. Dragon? Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try something else.
There are multiple reasons.
None of them good.
Okay, now let's try sharing. Okay, so you do see tokens. Let me keep trying to fix that.
Yeah, see, me and Xavier, and then over.
Yeah, you and Xavier should be the only ones up there at the moment. The rest of them are still coming up the stairs.
It's all gray though. Is that okay?
I don't know why these guys are not hiding behind the mask. I don't get that. So let's do it this way.
We want us to see them die. It's very sad. We never even got to talk.
Okay, sorry for the shopkeeping interruption. So, you get to the top of the stairs, and all you can see or as you get to the top stairs, where do you want to look? Okay. You're looking south. And to the south, what you can see is basically the courtyard looks empty. And you know there's those rooms down there. Not entirely sure what was staying in them, but You really don't see anything going on down there. Make a perception check. You don't hear the sounds of combat, but you do hear something that seems strange. It's like a breaking sound almost. From generally that direction.
Like a breaking of what?
Our spirit.
Okay, so restarting at the top of the round. Octavia,
I'm going.
with those two
up.
moving at full speed, I'm going to say you're going to get to the top of the stairs this round. And they're going to get to move on ahead of you.
That's fine.
Xavier, now you can move. Oh, yeah, sorry. There you go.
Run while you can.
Okay. As you start going that general direction, see more and more. And you notice more than just about anything else is the backside
Don't
of a dragon.
move. Oh man.
It's looking the other direction. I just can't flip the token. It's doing something. You don't know what. But again, you hear those breaking sounds coming from that general direction. As you get to there, you can look even further around the massive hill of ice in the middle of the castle. Probably get about there. You can see what looks like about a half-eaten corpse of a stone giant.
Ooh.
All right, so as you turn around and see the rest of the courtyard, over by this tower, sorry, I can't really think of any other way to do this than to put the mask back on there. So over there, you see several ogre corpses. These don't seem to be frozen. They don't seem to be really. It's hard to tell what exactly happened. That some of them do look kind of blackened, and there's some damage to the tower itself. Maybe. Not really. Sorry, it's deleting a big part of the mask at the moment. I'm really curious what Amanda's doing.
That is my dog chewing on its toenails.
Ah,
You can hear that.
Right,
Sorry.
the dog.
He chews on his dew claws. I don't know why, but you can't tell him to stop. He won't listen.
my dog does it too. So, you can see the path, the tower that's up above you, the entrance to this big storage area that you think you saw last time, and then just more courtyard. You would. You believe so? I mean, you walked around that way when you guys left. So, all right, Numa.
Okay, so is Octavia behind me?
Yes, she's just coming up the stairs behind you.
You do see me this time. Oh, no.
No perception check necessary. I would then relay the whispered message from Xavier to Octavia, pointing to my left, that there is indeed the presence of a dragon. So I saw Xavier too, but I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the dragon's doing. Someone moved there to view what the dragon's doing. So I know there's a dragon, so I want to be stealthy, as stealthy as I can be.
All right, you want to roll me stealth?
To make sure I don't do something stupid.
Oh, great. I'm stuck in the stairway and there's a dragon who's going to be.
So, as you step around that way trying to be stealthy, you also see this dragon is like hunched over a corpse, and you keep hearing these cracking, breaking sounds as though huge blocks of ice are being cracked.
So, I want to move to where I can see better. Which way would I go? Toward these doors? Get too close. Give me a chance to get to the doors in case he sees me. See, I had 30. Wait a minute. How much did I just move? 30?
This would be a double move.
Well, yeah, maybe I don't want to do that yet. But did I just move 35? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The first
you did.
Move. So let me move 10 feet that direction. I've got 45 now. Yeah, let's. Can I see the source of the cracking sound from there?
You're pretty sure it's this dragon eating this stone giant.
Oh, I see. I understand. Okay. So they're actually made of stone, these stone giants. So you actually hear they're like cracking like that, or the
No, it sounds like you can tell that this stone giant is covered in a layer of ice.
Oh, okay. I understand now. I was like, okay. Oh, Well, I think Xavier was very
But
wise.
you can see further around the corner, so.
Oh. Do I see any other dead people?
You see all these back here.
I see dead people. So when we were up here last, is this a complete circular courtyard? Is that what we remember? I think went all the way around because we went to that centered towers where the dragon, the giant is.
Yeah, you do remember the whole thing just looping around.
And the main dude's tower thing was on the far right of the map.
So I am going to. I think I'm going to take a position up against the wall here and wait for reinforcements. Well, if you're going that way around, I would rather stay on the rear end of this thing than the front end. And if, maybe we're doing a classic pincher move here. I'm not sure. I'll wait till,
all right, well,
I'll wait till our tactician arrives. Wherever Airvan's at.
So you're pushed up against the wall trying to hide.
That's right.
Caravan. Your movement will get you right up there behind Octavia. Caden. Your movement will get you right up behind Caravan.
And one thing we could do is, since I do have an evasion, I could be the target while y'all circle around to see what exactly is going on with the giant guy. Maybe. Get me a little jester's hat. Tell him some jokes. Yeah,
Okay, Octavia, it's your turn again.
I am muted. But that doesn't help me decide what I'm doing. I will come out to right here. I'm going to look and I'm going to see Numa down there. And I recall, I think I probably won't be able to see Xavier. Okay. I'm going to roll D6, D4. Odds, Numa, evens, Xavier.
You don't see Xavier.
But I know which way he went. Didn't I see which way he went?
Yeah. Sure.
So evens. So I'm going north. Sorry, Numa. I said, okay.
Letting him run ahead all by himself again. Noticing a pattern.
There's your movement.
One movement. And I would like to try and be stealthy, which is not going to work, but I'm going to try. You're welcome. And then I'm going to try and hug the wall and just keep going.
Testing. And I can't hear anybody again.
Oh, you can? Oh.
We can hear you, though. Hang in there, buddy.
You never went in there, so you don't know what leads where. And basically all you see is see your way around this room or whatever it is. Okay. Numa.
Still wondering where my reinforcements are. But again, not. I guess going back to the door to see where the heck did Octavia go. So I'll go back to the door and see where did everybody go, because this is not happening again.
Why do they keep disappearing?
Why?
Every time.
You head back and you see Octavia moving to the north.
And you see I'm clearly trying to be sneaky, but I'm obviously failing.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait for Aravan because Octavia's just getting me into more and more trouble. So that will end my turn.
That could be the theme for our campaign.
Yes, I think you're right.
Aravan.
Hey, Octavia's not in there.
Aravan.
No, Cognar gets us in the other trouble.
Gonna come
Not recently.
charging his way out. And assuming he sees the dragon from there, he's going to meet the dragon.
He sure does.
Alright. Headed this way. That's why we're coming up here. We're dealing with this thing. That'll be my turn.
All right. Oh, sorry. I skipped past Caden. Well,
Looks like we have a spectral force nearby our too. Just a giant woman, but also Adam.
we'll just skip his turn for now, and if he comes back, we'll find out.
All right.
Octavia. She still saw you moving to the north. She was coming around the corner.
Around this corner, up here. Okay. Octavia saw you, but Amanda didn't. So. Then I will just continue on my escapade. Double movement. And I'm going to try and be sneaky again. I need to roll another stealth.
Well, you get double G advantage. We're trying to move at full speed.
I'm at disadvantage anyways. Woo! Awesome. How did he get past his bucket? I'm munching on my ham. I step in a bucket. Not good.
Xavier. That's pretty much it. All right, once you get there, you can see a lot more stuff. Like, for instance, that, and that, that, that. You can see damage to the big tower. Looks like it's had chunks blown out of it. And that. All right. Numa.
So from a tactical point of view, I've held my movement to then travel with Airvan when he showed up?
Sure.
Well, I mean, just for future. I didn't need to do it this time.
I mean, if you want to, yeah, you moved and you said you were waiting on Airvan. He went right past you to the dragon, so.
Does he even know there was a dragon? Did I tell him? There's a dragon, Airvan.
He stepped out and saw it and was like, oh, that way.
Yeah, there's a dragon. So I'll get right on his shield shoulder, like always. And then I would like to hold my action to
this would have been a double move, so.
Say again?
You're right there at the start of your turn.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So I'll tell Airvan that it seems like Octavian and Xavier went around north.
Hey, Cade's back.
Hello.
Hello.
Are we dead yet?
Can you hear us?
Not yet.
No, but we skipped your
Yes.
turn, so what do you want to do?
I have no idea what's going on right now.
If you're following Airvan, you would have
Observing
swung
the
around
dragon.
south.
I'll stick with the meat shield, so south.
All right. So, Numa.
Well, I would like to just hold my action to wait for, and I'll just cue off what Airvan wants to do.
So you just want to delay your turn?
Yeah.
Let's take this thing on.
Yeah, Caden, you do need to roll your initiative. Okay, so actually it's going to be Caden's turn now. So, you can see a dragon who seems to be thoroughly occupied eating a giant corpse.
Awesome. And then there's
See.
ogres behind us.
They're all dead.
All of them. Nice. Huh. Okay.
The thought may go through your head like, if all these ogres are dead, what chance could we possibly have?
Might, yeah.
That might have crossed my mind. So I'm gonna stay.
You do notice that the ogres seem to have been singed / charred. The giant seems to have been frozen.
Sons of a bitch.
Okay. So I'm gonna hang back here where I have some cover to fall behind. I don't want to engage until Numa and the Airvan are closer. So I'll just hang out here and then ready a firebolt if the dragon makes hostile actions towards any of the party.
All right. Airman. Are you just walking up? You stealthing up? What do you do?
And
Are
are
you
you
muted?
muted?
I am muted. All right. So Airman is going to continue charging forward towards this thing. And for his action, he'd like to take the dodge action. Effectively, he's got his blade up at the ready. He's ready to face this thing head on. Seeing as of how the other two are already making their way around to flank this thing. Or so, exactly.
Yeah, that's a presumption.
Why else would they go the other way? They clearly saw this white figure.
Okay. So, you have taken the dodge action. Numa.
Well, I will follow and stay right on his shield shoulder. That's really hard to say. Shield shoulder. And we'll see if this. Maybe we'll get a couple of sneak attacks on this dragon. Who knows? Maybe we'll surprise him, or maybe he'll smell us. I don't know. Well, I've got evasion, so I'm not sure.
The dodge action means that any attacks made against you but basically until your next turn, are made with disadvantage.
Hmm.
It's quite a bit different than evasion.
So is it? Well, let me think about that. Is that an action, or you just it's a held action?
It is an action. You basically say, "I'm taking the dodge action." It basically puts you on like the defensive until your next turn.
Oh. Okay. Well then, yeah, let's do that.
All right, so 2 dodges.
Yep. Double dragon style.
Octavia. Are you muted?
I'm totally muted. Why do we keep muting
It's a
ourselves?
family habit.
And we're just talking to our computers and we're all muted.
We're like, we can hear you. Why can't I hear them? That's so weird. Yeah, so I'm walking along. I'm sneaking. I still think deep down I'm being super sneaky. I have a bucket stuck on one foot. I have ham I'm gnawing on in the other. It's just.
Another
really
bucket?
determined.
Seriously?
I rolled a 1.
Technically,
I got butts on both feet.
Technically, she didn't step in any buckets. She's just not being stealthy in the least.
I think I
If there were anyone watching for it, they would totally hear and or see her.
I think, in my head, I'm like totally being sneaky, like going up against the wall, not realizing my armor is totally scraping against it. But I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sneaky.
Right now, you are crunk in the Emperor's New Groove. You like plastered up against the wall, singing your little theme song as somebody walks by and you go, oh, oh,
And I'm going to roll. It'll be great.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just following Xavier because he knows what he's doing.
All right. So you run up to this door, you push it open, you step in, and what you see is a small bedroom. It's the big tower. That's the tower. That's a tower. That's a tower. That's a tower.
In a way, we're all towns. And
Sorry. I thought I pushed it up.
Spreading.
It didn't work. Yeah, the curse is spreading. So as you walk past to the other tower, you look south and you see another giant standing there, strangely unmoving. And you push your way in, and the bottom floor doesn't look very different. You did notice that several of the ogres outside had little plumes on their heads. But other than that, everything inside looks about the same as it was the last time you were here. All right, so the stairway is like over here. All right. Caden. The dragon has taken no hostile actions.
Is it aware of us? Is it
You're not
reactive?
sure. It still seems to be engaged with this giant corpse.
That sounded so much worse than it needed to.
they're to be married.
Can you poison flesh?
I'll go with the same thing. Ready or firebolt, and if the dragon reacts to the party in any way, how about that? Or takes action in any way, other than eating the corpse.
You could just go ahead and cast it.
Well, the longer I wait, the closer they are, and the better position they are to let me get away. I mean, to fight the dragon.
All right.
Meat Shield.
Caravan.
All right. Meat Shield Express is continuing its journey forward.
All right, so are you trying to stealth, or are you just walking up?
I am walking up to this thing.
What are we doing, Aravan?
So once I get to within 10 feet of this thing,
The last thing anyone expects.
in Draconic, I'm going to utter my vow of enmity against this thing.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Effectively, what this is going to do, as a bonus action, it has to be within 10 feet. I use my Channel Divinity to gain advantage on attack rolls against it for 1 minute, or until it drops to 0 hit points and falls unconscious.
All right.
As I'm doing that, I'm using my action to take two swings with this great sword.
As you're walking up, and you start to make your vow, it whips around as though it had sensed you coming, and takes up position, basically staring right at you as you run up to it.
All right.
Yep. So the firebolt
Either
can now
as
be triggered.
the words for the vow of enmity, or just freely saying this, or if it gets out of my range, I will gladly use my action to do this. I would like to just basically curse this thing out in Draconic. You filthy fucking oversized slug. Our business was not yet concluded. Get down here, you whelp. You coward. And just like, totally antagonizing.
Oh, jeez.
To the best of my ability.
Okay. Caden, you can make your attack. That's going to miss.
You sure? I'll try
I'm pretty
again
sure.
if you want. I was aiming a very long time.
You were. Your arm was getting tired as you were like, okay, just any second now.
All right.
All right, Aravan, go ahead and make your attack.
All right. Swinging with the greatsword with advantage.
That's going to miss.
Do I get my second swing in?
You do?
All right. Second swing. Slightly better.
That'll hit.
Awesome. Here comes some damage. Much better with those rerolls. It was a 6, a 1, and a 2. A 1 and 2 and a 6. So, slashing and necrotic damage across this person.
And as the dragon kind of dismissively moves its head out of the way of your first swing, you take an extra step closer to it and swing back again and rake it across the chest. And he kind of cries out, but in Draconic he says to you, "You insignificant fool. I will make you pay for your insolence." Numa.
Numa looks back at Caden, shrugs his shoulder, and says, what the F? I have no idea what we're doing now. So, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't have any armor on. I am just a man.
It would only slow you down.
Numa's having a midlife crisis.
Kung Fury didn't need armor.
So, oh my gosh. So I'm going to have to keep some distance because I definitely don't want to get his claws. Wow. I'm trying to figure out how to best fight a dragon with a short sword.
Just do what Aravan's doing. Walk right up to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Wait.
See how easy it is? I snuck up right on him.
So how close am I to this guy? 2 feet. Oops.
Aravan, you also see in the distance behind you another standing stone giant who doesn't seem to be doing anything to help you.
I wish I spoke giant right now.
So I'm going to step. Sorry, I just took a bite of ice cream. What's my range on that? I'm going to gong him. I don't like his act. I'm going to give him the gong.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
But I can't tell what's the. It's a 10-foot radius sphere, but I don't know how close I have to be. Is it 60 feet?
It's probably either 30 or 60 feet. You're well within range.
Yeah, I went ahead and put myself 30 feet. So I don't want to hit Aravan with it. So if you could put me something.
You can easily target this thing without hitting Aravan.
All right.
Yay.
I do have it targeted, right?
You do? And it saves on its Constitution save.
Okay.
So go ahead and deal your damage. Nice damage.
Nice.
But
It's immune to damage.
with this thunder damage, as you
It's immune to
effectively
sound.
cast the shatter spell, and where you had to target it to get it away from Aravan, like what is left of this dragon or this stone giant's corpse just shatters into thousands of pieces. There is now a small pile of almost like broken glass shards of stone giant.
Well, bless his heart. I will then counter to try maybe to confuse it. I will try to move around to that position.
What position?
1 o'clock.
I think I may have destroyed your movement path.
That one. You did? Yeah. You see it?
I do now.
Whoops.
What is it with you and not getting? Pick a square.
Not getting
man.
what? What I do?
So pick a square.
Oh. It's hip to be square.
Anything else you want to do?
Thinking outside the box.
Not yet. Nope. I'm good.
All right. Now it's the dragon's turn. And so it's going to target the fool who just walked right up in its face.
Fool or hero?
We'll see in just a second.
Yep. I'll go
So-
for this.
They're not always mutually exclusive.
So the first attack, as it attempts to claw you
At disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
Or no, sorry, that was last.
Yeah, I was about to say, what did you do to imply disadvantage? Well, that's going to be a hit. That's going to be 13 reduced to 10 points of damage. Second claw is going to be a hit. That's going to be 14 reduced to 11 points of damage.
You should just
And-
ask him nicely not to hit you.
And now the bite attack. And that's going to be a hit.
Maybe you should curse him again.
Clearly he didn't hear me.
For 16 reduced to 13 points of damage. Some of that, which is cold damage. So,
It's not fun feeling cold, I promise.
as soon as he does that, he also starts flapping his wings and starts lifting into the air.
He was not listening. All right.
And you will get an opportunity attack,
Sweet.
but
This is going to be the
he
advantage.
launches himself
Come on.
basically right past you.
I'll take it.
As you deal another strike against him.
Gaiden.
I don't like this.
Actually, I'm gonna move him back some because he was also trying to fly up. So he's now like 20 feet off the ground.
Oh, he's in range, Caden. You've got him. Anti-aircraft.
All right.
Aircraft
One hit.
spell.
Just one hit. You got this.
That's
Lots of dead ogres. Octavia.
I am running still. I'm really good at running.
And you really haven't even heard anything going on behind you.
So
But you do see a lot of dead ogres.
it's starting to stink in here if it wasn't so cold. But luckily it's cold, so they're preserved. Now I'm like, where the fuck did Xavier go? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know the door was open. I see you.
Xavier.
Direction.
Yeah, if you triple move, you get to the next level.
Why is he so fast?
Yep. And when you get to the second level, you see two more dead ogres. But you also see a Blagothkus with one arm withered away and twisted. But he looks at you. He says, "The Red Wizard came here and slew my ogres. He attacked me out of nowhere, withered my arm, then fled. What has happened to the rest of them?" "Well, I don't think your mission was as successful as you hoped. But if they have turned against me, I shall slay them all." "Then that dragon shall die.
Oh, good.
He fled like the coward he is." He's already moving. So he's starting to move. But that's your turn. Aiden, this dragon is now flying over your head, and he has definitely noticed you. And you also saw him give Erevan a pretty good beating before he decided to take off.
Yeah.
I'll first take another shot with Firebolt.
Okay. That'll hit. All right.
Adequate. And then I will fall back inside the stairwell. Out of sight around the corner.
Okay. Brave Sir Robin, he bravely ran away.
Tactically.
Okay. It's a bonus action to drink a potion?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to down one of my regular potions that heal me. 4 plus 2.
So 5 points. Did you heal them or shall I?
I did not.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir. And then, in this thing, trying to escape. Clearly running for its life. I'm going to charge after it with a couple of javelins.
Okay, I was going to say, it is 20 feet in the air, so.
Javelin 1.
That'll hit.
Wait.
4. Damn it! And javelin 2.
That will not hit.
No damage.
Close, though. That was very close.
That will be my turn.
All right. Uma.
All right.
You had a ranger or something. Someone who deals
I've
range
heard
damage.
legends of a ranger.
Yeah, I know. As soon as he took flight, it's like, well, that. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
So is there? So it's like flying away from me at this point, right?
It is.
Okay. Well, so I will go and get near Erevan here. Maybe not right quite that close in case he does breathe on us.
He does have terrible breath. It's very stinky.
So if he swoops around, can I hold my attack for if he swoops near me to where I could actually make physical contact with him?
Sure.
All right. We'll do that then.
All right, holding your attack if he gets in range.
Yeah.
All right. Blagothkus starts stomping his way over to the stairway, down the stairs, and I'm going to say he gets to the door going out. His movement. But again, he does look pretty beat up.
Yeah.
All right, so the dragon is going to make a swoop around. And if he's in range, he is going to breathe on you. Yep. So
Yeah, I thought about that just at the last second.
he is flying. He's still about 20 feet up, so he's flying above your head, discharging his breath weapon.
Bring it on!
So targeting Aravan. Here comes your save.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, that's not good. Here comes your damage.
Oh, that's a lot of numbers.
And Aravan feels the biting pain.
That's cold.
And the intense freezing cold bites deep into him, and he loses consciousness.
I will display you proudly in my freedom. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my elemental attunement will not heat your entire body.
Oh, whoops. Too far. Octavia.
Where are you people?
I'm still running. I'm starting to get exhausted. Maybe I
You
just gone.
Right. My gosh.
Yeah, you can now see Blagothkus. You see the giant running out the other door, moving away from you.
Oh my goodness.
Why?
Xavier.
Why did I go this way?
Just starting a new path.
Friendly.
Yep, so you run down the stairs, run past him, out the door.
Xavier,
Nope.
where are you going? Ugh.
Aiden, you heard what you're pretty sure is the dragon breathing its breath weapon from just outside.
Okay.
And it is almost 10:15. I don't mind continuing to go if you guys are good for it, but I know you may need to end soon, so.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Kill us now.
Can you split your
One is gonna
move?
kill
Is that
you.
a thing you can do now?
Yeah.
right, so I'll dart out, do firebolt, and dart back in.
Okay.
What do I do? So I'm not sure magic missile's going to do any more damage than that. Probably less.
Not doing any more damage, but it's guaranteed to hit.
And, yeah. Firebolt.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Better than a miss.
Right, it's damage. Okay. Caden, the sniper.
What I got.
You know, comes behind you. Just like he should.
Yeah.
Aravan, for you, my dear friend.
Where's all the chargers at?
Well, the good news is that because of this periaptive wound closure I've got that I'm attuned to, I automatically stabilize. That's my turn.
Look at you
while I'm dying. Woo! I'm a human popsicle. Or a ladrid popsicle.
That's right.
So I'm just going to chill out here for this round.
If you could hear it, you would hear the dragon laughing as he leaves you behind as a popsicle.
Yeah, he's scared. I've got him on the run.
Numa.
Wow. I just saw my hero frozen. My moral morale is very low at this point. Shocked. I'm not quite sure there's anything I can do for him, is there?
You can force feed him a good berry. That's pretty much it.
And what does a good berry do? I'm not sure.
Gives you one hit point. It also satisfies your hunger for a day.
That's probably my biggest concern right now.
Is why your hunger. That's your biggest concern. Okay, so if I do my movement to Aravan in a minute, let me think about this. So this dragon has just started his swoop. He's breathed on Aravan. It don't matter. Yeah, but what if he freezes again? Is it?
Hello?
Okay, but will that be my, is that a bonus action or my action?
That would be an action for you.
So then I might miss my attack on the dragon.
Okay, I'll be there in
now.
like 5 rounds.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see. You will see on the other side, Octavia, when you resurrect me. I mean, that dragon's still swooping down, right?
Yeah, he's like headed right for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna reserve my attack. I'm just gonna, yeah, because I have a plan. I can still get the good berry to you, maybe.
He's gonna one-hit the dragon. So I punch him right in the face. And that's it.
Yeah, I know it's, I know a pressure point on white dragons.
Why didn't you say so?
Because otherwise,
So holding your attack.
If I do it, yeah, because if I do a good berry and he still has 2 claw attacks and a bite, he can still kill both of us. But yeah, but I might, if I'm lucky though, I might be able to stun him, and then I can get him a good berry.
Nice. That's the
So,
There's
that's all I
hope.
can do.
There's hope.
Yeah.
All right. So Blagothicus continues to run out. And now the dragon.
You went so much faster than me.
is continuing to fly by. He is going to swoop low enough to attempt to bite at Numa. So Numa, you will be getting a bite attack. And you will have an opportunity to make an opportunity attack. But he is basically flying by you and still maintaining altitude. Sure. Yeah. So I'll say you can get your normal attack in as he flies by. But first, his attack. Targeting you. Here comes the bite. See. Okay, I need a ruling, you guys.
Oh.
This,
No,
as far
can't
as it shows, this doesn't say anything really about like flyby attack or anything really approaching that. So, do you think that if he's flying by, he can make all three of his attacks? Or do you think it's just like an attack?
I'd say it could depend on how low he goes. Like if his bite doesn't have reach because of his neck or something like that, he might be able to bite as clawing like in one fell swoop. But if he's just going to try to bite over the top as he's flying over.
Yeah, I would agree. From an aerodynamics standpoint, too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
The claw attack would probably throw him off.
Could land into Numa like an eagle.
Right.
Yeah.
Judo flip. His bite has a range of 10. So he's flying like 10 feet above Numa and whipping his neck down to bite at him. So because of basically the trade-off here is going to be he gets one attack of his 3. Numa, you get one attack of yours. So your full round attack action. So he goes swooping by. He attacks you. 21 is going to hit. For 19 points of damage. And Numa, go ahead and make your attack.
Well, is my normal attack, though, I do get 2 attacks or just 1 attack? Don't I get 2 attacks?
I'm going to say basically I think the timing of everything is you basically get a swipe at his head as he comes in to bite you.
Fine, fair enough. Oh, Lord, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I don't want to click. Should I click? Let me.
Just click it.
No!
Click it!
So okay. So is this thing this is a big dragon?
I want to use my inspiration.
Okay. Go right ahead. Reroll your attack.
Jeez.
That will hit.
Woo!
So I want to also
You need to target him for the damage.
Oh, sure. Okay. Thank you. Alright. And I also want to do my stunning strike. So let me see how to do that. Can we do damage first? Let me just do damage first.
Yes. All right.
Now there's my stunning strike right there. How come it's not showing that spell? It's not coming up.
I don't think there's really a spell for stunning strike.
Okay. Well, it's in my spells for some reason because he has to do a save.
Right. I think you need to use the open the spyglass thing.
I tried to. Oh, wait a minute. Let me. There you go. No. Let me try again. There it is. Okay, I got it. I had to scroll down. Okay. Ready?
I'm ready. So, this this dragon head, like this giant beast that you just saw breathe this ice breath right on top of Erevan. And Erevan is just standing there stiff as a board. This thing continues to barrel right down at you. And for a moment, like the sheer, almost animalistic terror of what's happening overwhelms you.
I was very scared.
But you shake it off, and as this thing's head comes down and bites you, and it bites hard into your shoulder, with one hand, like the shoulder that's being bit, as it's flying by, you come by with your other hand, stab it with your short sword, and infuse it with this mystical energy. And somehow that transmits itself down the blade and triggers some sort of reaction. And this thing continues like a meteor straight on the path it was going and crashes into the ground.
Yes.
As you have successfully stunned it for one round.
Oh my gosh.
So if you'd like to apply the stunned condition.
He looks around. He's like, "Did anyone see it?"
It was officially Erevan's hero now.
Did you?
What do I need to do? What did you tell me to do?
That's I got
Tell
it.
me to. Okay.
What do I need to do?
I am in shock.
All right.
Wow. All right, my bonus motion, I'm going to go to Erevan, and I'll prepare that good berry for the next round, if that helps. Maybe it won't help, but...
Well, since you were holding your action waiting for this thing to come in, that was your turn.
Okay, that's fine.
Octavia.
Now, how far apart? So where did this guy land?
Basically like 30 feet behind you.
Okay, well, I might want to hit him again.
On your
Sorry,
turn,
man.
you are free to do that kind of stuff.
All right, I'll have to think about this.
All right, Octavia continues to run.
I'm running. As I'm running around the dead ogres, I'm like, "Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Excuse me. Oh, that was your hand. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep on running."
Okay. Octavia, anything else you want to do while you're...
That is
Running?
all I can do. Because wait, how far away is he from me? Let me see. Yeah, he's too far.
Pretty good ways.
He's too far. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep running, and I'm gonna
Xavier,
just keep going.
you have just seen this dragon come crashing to the ground, and not like it was landing. All right. I'm going to say this thing's big enough that prone isn't really going to make a difference. That'll hit.
Nice.
Sneak attack.
Nice. And this is a humanoid white dragon, right?
No. Caden. I'm sure he's thinking now is exactly the right time to come out of the stairway and cast magic.
Unmute. So I will jump out, take another shot at the dragon, and then probably stay in the open this time.
Okay.
No spells, remember?
You have 4 first level spells.
I have Magic Missile and Shield memorized.
Hey, Magic missiles
I mean,
guaranteed
that's an
damage.
automatic hit. That's
I
all.
need to come out a little further. Does stunned do anything for
You will get advantage on your attack.
advantage? Okay.
It automatically fails straight
Yeah.
deck saves.
So I'll definitely do Firebolt in that case. Wait, sorry, say that again?
I think they automatically fail straight to the deck saves.
And I think all you do have to do is just attack. It'll automatically give you advantage.
So I can absolutely land Acid Splash, which is 120 feet.
You're in range.
Yep. Which would be 2d6, but that's it. Or advantage on a Firebolt. Yeah, I'll go with advantage.
That'll hit.
Meh. It's right about average. I can't complain too much. I will complain, but not too much. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Caravan, you're still stuck. Numa,
Chilling out.
you have successfully stunned this thing. It has collapsed behind you. What do you want to do?
I'm attacking it. I may never get another chance. How close? Which square do I go to?
Anyone next to it.
I don't have to get in the circle?
No.
All right, so I'm going to move my 25 feet.
Actually, 25 would be too close. Oops, I grabbed him.
Sorry. It didn't look like I was tempted, but anyway, you can fix that.
There.
For me. You're a dungeon master.
You're next to it.
Master in space and time. And I'm going to freaking take some self. Yeah, okay. So first sword. Yeah, it didn't. But
Oh, it says the stun condition already came off of it. So, yeah, it's supposed to come off the end of your turn, not the start. Let me just go ahead and put stun back on it.
oh, did you see
that?
that?
Still hit.
Yay! You want me
That was
to
your
get
first
advantage
attack?
now?
No, he's stunned again, so you should automatically get it.
Good.
That's another hit.
Yeah. Yep.
How you having?
So I'll do it on this melee hit.
The one you just hit, or the next one?
The next one. I mean this
Okay.
one, because I have to hit. It has to
Right.
hit.
On any attack that hits, you're able to.
Right. So. Let me do that. There.
He succeeds on that one.
And then we'll hit him with the punch.
There's a crit.
Ooh. That,
Okay.
and
Or you're critical.
Oh, what? Say again?
What'd you do?
Or you're
What'd I do?
critical. You made a
Oh, the
gaping
critical
wound.
card.
Oh!
With my.
So in addition to
With
the
my
standard
fist.
critical hit damage, the target is going to take 5 plus half your level, rounded up, bleed damage for 2 rounds.
Nice.
So you're level what?
9?
9?
Six.
7?
No, he's level 7, so total it
That's
should be 9.
So 9 damage, just
Level
automatic
3.
9 damage for the next 2 rounds.
Awesome.
Nice.
Numa's basically soloing this thing. Jesus.
Did he get?
No, he failed that one, so he's stunned again.
Oh my!
Nice.
Rocking it.
All right. I use my bonus, right? That was my unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I can do.
All right. Okay.
Still scared crapless, though. Yeah.
Lagothicus continues charging forward. And let's see. What is the range on this? I can't see the range. There we go. Okay. An action or bonus action? Bonus action. Excellent. So, as a bonus action, mist envelops him, and he appears 30 feet closer to this dragon. And then, as the dragon is now just in range, you see Lagothicus point his morning star at the dragon and say, "Glasshair, you have defiled my home for the last time." And he targets the dragon.
He is not going to steal this kill.
And a lightning bolt erupts from the end of his weapon, ripping forward towards this dragon, who auto fails his dexterity save and takes 26 points of damage
Nice.
and collapses.
Awesome.
Collapses.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty
In
much,
bed.
yeah.
All right. Well, everyone,
Oh, jeez.
I would like to say that luckily for you, at this time, you seem to have survived Skyreach Castle.
I don't know. Combat's
Not sure
over.
how.
Everybody's still alive.
I don't know. Numa had this fight in the bag.
Like we kind of did. He just stole the kill. It's like, no, man.
Well, honestly, I was thinking that I should allow
Yeah.
him to kill the dragon. I was going to try the
He doesn't
non-lethal
kill a lot of his
attack.
people. That's
The
fair.
lightning bolt did 26 points of damage and exceeded the dragon's remaining hit points by 1.
Wow.
I mean, Numa was clearly holding back once he got inside of Lagothicus coming. He's like, all right,
That's right.
keep this guy alive.
I'll just rip his nose open just in case the guy misses.
And I guess
Leave slowly.
if you were going strictly by averages, 8d6, assume it's, 3.5
Good
for the average. It's right at average damage. If you'd hit. If only he could have made that turn slightly tighter and gotten Numa in range for the breath weapon.
Well, I was lucky that I did. Oh gosh, that's cold.
So,
But I think the castle's flight is connected with his life.
we are going to call that here for tonight.
Can I at least come around the corner?
Nope.
That's horrible.
Been running for so long.
Octavia just keeps running.
Next week, we will pick up from here. And I think there's an awful lot of things you guys may learn.
Like what being level 8 looks like? Ah?
Well, I will say that at the conclusion of your encounters at Skyreach, you will in fact be level 8. So, if you wanted to, unless you start another fight, then yes, you could.
Who's left to fight?
Well, I mean, apparently Xavier now wants to attack Logothius. So.
What's wrong, you chicken?
So yeah, so next week.
I'm not down, I'm just frozen.
Next week, everyone will be level 8. And I imagine you're going to want to spend some time exploring what's left in the castle.
Oh, yeah.
And looting.
Yes.
Lots and lots of looting.
So, until next week.
Awesome.
Good night.
Good night.
Not everybody.
Adios.
Good night.